Greetings, everyone. Welcome you to this production of the rhythm and movement of Dr. Roy's songs of King David's Psalms. Thank you for attending and listening to this full musical production. I know you will be blessed by what you hear. I invite you to find a nice, soft place to sit. Make space for the tune, tone, and frequency of each song, and let them lift you into your quiet place. You will hear several songs that spiritually and allegorically explain the meaning of each of David's Psalms as they apply to us today, not to people thousands of years ago, or to how they were repeatedly translated. Well, it's time for the show. Give all the singers a big applause, and let the show begin. In this first song, Psalm 12 speaks to the divided language of a double heart. When flattering lips, fear, pride, and empty praise seem to fill the air. But through the deeper meaning of sacred scripture, I hear this psalm calling us back to the pure word within, the logos refined like silver, until every mixture has been removed. This song, "The Pure Word Still Remains," reminds us that restless voices may circle, but truth cannot pass away. The faithful voice still lives within us.
Help us remember faithful language, for truthful voices seem so few. Empty words pass between neighbors, while divided hearts speak too. Flattering lips conceal their purpose, pride declares my voice is mine. But speech that rises from confusion cannot overthrow divine mind. The pure word still remains, like silver in the flame. 7 times the fire reveals the nature of the name. When restless voices circle and falsehood fills the air, the pure word still remains in me, and presence keeps it there. Boastful tongue says I will conquer. No one rules the words I choose. But every phrase conceived in falsehood must expose the heart it serves. Truth does not destroy the speaker. It cuts the double language free, till every word becomes one purpose and the heart speaks faithfully. The pure word still remains, like silver in the flame. 7 times the fire reveals the nature of the name. When restless voices circle and falsehood fills the air, the pure word still remains in me, and presence keeps it there. For the poor who bear oppression, for the needy sighing low, living presence now arises, bringing safety they can know. Not removed to distant heavens, not escaping earthly ground. Safety is the place of knowing, where the voice of truth is found. Restless thoughts may walk around me when the lowest claims are praised, but the faithful word within me will not perish with the age. What is pure cannot be silenced, What is true cannot depart. Logos guards the sacred language written deeply in the heart. Purify my inward speaking till no double meaning stays. Burn away the need for flattery, pride, deception, fear, and praise. Let my words arise from oneness. Let my lips reveal what's true. Divine mind is my one language. Sacred breath will carry it through. The pure word still remains, like silver in the flame. 7 times the fire reveals the nature of the name. When restless voices circle and falsehood fills the air, the pure word still remains in me, and presence keeps it there. The faithful voice is rising, the double heart is still, the poor are not forgotten, truth has spoken and it will. Though restless words surround me, they cannot name my way. The pure word still remains in me, unchanging every day. The pure word still remains in me, and cannot not pass away.
Psalm 13 gives voice to the question many have felt within. How long? It is the cry of an awareness clouded by sorrow, inward debate, and the feeling of being forgotten. But this psalm does not remain in grief. It moves from questioning into remembrance, from darkness into renewed sight, and from sorrow into singing. This song, Lighten My Eyes Again, reminds us that presence has not withdrawn. When our inward eyes are lightened, we remember that compassion never left, logos never stopped speaking, and life is still awake within us.
How long will I feel forgotten? How long will your face seem gone? How long will I search within me, carrying sorrow on and on? The hateful voices rise above me, as though their word alone were true. But even while my sight is clouded, presence, I am held in you. Lighten my eyes again. Let remembrance rise. Wake me from the sleep of death thought. Open my inward eyes. Compassion has never left me. Life is still my song. Lighten my eyes again, and show me I belong. I have taken counsel with my sorrow. I have listened to my pain. I have asked the same old questions till they circled me again. But the answer is not hidden in the voices of despair. The light that wakes my understanding was already living there. Light in my eyes again, let remembrance rise. Wake me from the sleep of dead thought, open my inward eyes. Compassion has never left me, life is still my song. Lighten my eyes again and show me I belong. Let no false thought say it conquered. Let no fear rejoice when I am moved. Shaking does not mean I'm broken. Every trial reveals what's true. What appeared to stand above me loses strength when light is known. For the throne of living presence has been established as my own. I have trusted in compassion. Now my heart begins to sing. Salvation is awakened, see, not escape from anything. You have dealt with me in fullness.
You have never turned away.
What I thought was your forgetting was the night before the day. The hidden face was never absent. My perception could not see. The silence was not separation. The logo still was speaking me. This is the inward conversation. Awakened self and conscious sight. Divine mind bringing illumination. Sacred breath restoring light. Light in my eyes again, let remembrance rise. Wake me from the sleep of death thoughts, open my inward eyes. Compassion has never left me,
Life is still my song.
light in my eyes again and show me I belong. I will sing because life held me even when the night was long.
I will sing because compassion.
Turn my sorrow into song.
I was never once forgotten.
Presence never turned away. You have lightened both my eyes now, and I have awakened to the day. You have lightened both my eyes now, and I have awakened to the day.
Psalm 14 is often read as a harsh statement about humanity. But I hear something deeper. The fool is the separated consciousness within that says, there is no presence here. When awareness forgets its source, fear begins to govern sight. But Zion is the elevated place of inward seeing, and salvation from Zion is the return of clear understanding. This song, Zion Sings Again, is about remembrance. The presence we thought was far away was living all around us and within us. The captive thought is turning, the scattered heart is becoming whole, and the foolish voice of separation is losing its claim. Zion sings again in me, and I remember what I am. The foolish voice says in the heart, there is no presence here. It turns away from inward knowing and builds its world from fear. When thought forgets its sacred source, its works become untrue. Not because life has departed, but awareness lost its view.
Zion sings again, remembrance is the sound. The presence thought far away was living all around. The captive thought is turning, the scattered heart is whole. Zion sings again in me, and gladness fills the whole. From heaven, awakened consciousness, truth searches what I know. Is there understanding in me? Which inward way will I now go? The lower thought has wandered, its language has grown dim, but divine mind still calls me home to seek the life within. Zion sings again, remembrance is the sound. The presence thought far away was living all around. The captive thought is turning, the scattered heart is whole. Zion sings again in me, and gladness fills the whole. The workers of divided thought consume the weak like bread. They feed upon another's fear and leave compassion dead. But fear begins to tremble when righteous sight appears, for Elohim is present in the generation that hears. Do not shame the poor one's counsel, or mock the refuge they have known. The humble heart rests in presence, it does not stand alone. What looks forgotten or defeated is held within the light. The refuge of the overlooked will rise and make things right. Salvation comes from Zion, from the height of inward sight. It breaks the chains of false believing and restores forgotten light. Jacob is the one still wrestling, Israel has seen the face. The struggling self becomes the singer when remembrance takes its place. Zion sings again, remembrance is the sound.
inspiration lost its claim. The captive thought has turned again to the presence and the essence.
Jacob now rejoices, Israel's heart is glad. Zion sings again in me. I remember what I am. Zion sings again in me. I remember what and who I am.
Psalm 15 asks, "Who shall abide in your tabernacle, and who shall dwell in your holy hill?" I do not hear this as entrance into a distant heaven or an outward sanctuary. The tabernacle is the inward dwelling place of presence, and the holy hill is elevated awareness, where truth, integrity, compassion, and right relationship govern our lives. This song, "I dwell upon the holy hill," reminds us that righteousness is not religious performance, it is right relationship. It is speaking truth in the heart, refusing to wound another with words, and living from the sacred temple within. To dwell upon the holy hill is to rise above accusation, greed, empty influence, and divided motives. Integrity becomes the foundation. Presence becomes our home, and love establishes the throne.
Who will dwell within the tabernacle? Who will stand upon the holy hill? The one whose walk reveals integrity, whose inward life and words are still. Not climbing toward a distant presence, not earning what was always near. I dwell within the sacred temple, when truth within my heart is clear. I dwell upon the holy hill, I stand where truth is known. The tabernacle lives within, presence is my home. I walk in sacred integrity, I speak what love reveals. I dwell upon the holy hill, and nothing moves what truth has sealed. My tongue will not divide my neighbor, or carry stories meant to blame. I will not build myself by wounding, or place reproach upon a name. The neighbor is another movement of the one life living here. What I speak into another, I am speaking in my own inward ear. I dwell upon the holy hill, I stand where truth is known. The tabernacle lives within, presence is my home. I walk in sacred integrity, I speak what love reveals. I dwell upon the holy hill, and nothing moves what truth has sealed. I will not honor empty power, or bow before the restless way. I honor those who live attentively, who who let the light direct their day. And when my word becomes a promise, I will not turn when costs appear. The faithful heart remains unwavering, because its purpose has become clear. I will not profit from another's weakness, or make their need increase my gain. I will not trade away the innocent for influence, reward, or name. Righteousness is right relationship, where every sacred life is seen. The holy hill is consciousness, where every motive has been made clean. The tabernacle is not distant, the holy hill is not a place. It is the height of awakened knowing, where I behold the inward face. My walk, my words, and all my dealings flow from the presence I have known. Integrity becomes the foundation, and love establishes the throne. I dwell upon the holy hill, I stand where truth is known. The tabernacle lives within, presence is my home. I walk in sacred integrity, I speak what love reveals. I dwell upon the holy hill, and nothing moves what truth has sealed. I will not be moved by flattery, I will not be moved by gain, I will not be moved by accusation, fear, reproach, or earthly claim. The tabernacle lives within me, the holy hill is standing still. I dwell within the life of presence, I dwell upon the holy hill. I dwell within the life of presence, I dwell upon the holy hill.
Psalm 16 is a song of trust, inheritance, inward counsel, and the joy of knowing that presence is not distant from us. The portion and the cup are not outward rewards. They speak of the fullness of life already established within the sacred self. The lines falling in pleasant places reveal the beautiful boundaries of our true inheritance. This song, "The lines have fallen down for me," declares that fear, pride, possession, and divided powers no longer have authority over our awareness. Our inheritance is not waiting somewhere in the future. It is living life within us now. A goodly heritage lives in me. Psalm 17 ends with one of the most powerful statements of awakened identity in sacred scripture. "I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness." To me, this is not speaking of waking up in a distant heaven after death. It is the awakening of awareness from the dust-born dream of separation, fear, accusation, and false identity. That revelation inspired my new song, "When I Awake in Your Likeness." Throughout this song, David speaks of being tested in the night, kept as the apple of the eye, protected beneath the wings and delivered from threatening enemies. Metaphysically, those enemies are the accusing voices, prideful thoughts, destructive patterns, and earthbound beliefs that attempt to possess our sight and pull our awareness downward. The apple of the eye represents the cherished center of divine seeing. The covering wings are the inward voice of breath, holding our steps upon the pathway of awakened wisdom.
The lion hiding in secret places represents those hidden fears and impulses that wait within unexamined thought. But when divine light shines, fear has nowhere left to hide.
Preserve me, O Elohim, for in your essence I place my trust. My sacred self has spoken. Breath is the life in us. Preserve me, O Elohim. In your essence I place my trust. My sacred self has spoken. Breath is the life in us. My goodness does not rise to reach presence, as though presence lived above. Presence flows in and through all holy ones who share the earth in love. The lines have fallen for me in pleasant places here. My portion and inheritance are present, full and clear. Breath holds the cup within me. Presence keeps my pathway bright. The lines have fallen for me in fields of living light. The sorrows multiply within us when other powers are named. Fear, possession, pride and hunger, every altar falsely claimed. I will not pour the blood of bondage, I will not speak their names. No divided thought will govern me or feed the former flames. The lines have fallen for me in pleasant places here. My portion and inheritance are present, full and clear. Presence holds the cup within me. Essence keeps my pathway bright. The lines have fallen for me in fields of living light. The source of presence is the portion of my being, the fullness of my cup. Breath maintains the lot within me. No outward hand can take it up. I bless the inward voice that gives me counsel, that teaches in the night. Even in the hidden seasons, my inward reins reveal the light. I set the presence always before me, at my right hand, strong and near. Therefore, I will not be shaken by the language born of fear. My heart is glad, my glory sings, my sacred temple rests in hope. Life within me is not buried. It cannot be confined by dust. Corruption cannot name me. The dust cannot define me. Divine wisdom will not leave my awareness in the lower realm of night. Presence will not allow the Holy One to forget its birth in light. Corruption cannot name me. The dust cannot define. Divine light shows the path of living life. And I remember, it is mine. As presence, there is fullness of joy. At divine understanding, pleasures remain. My inheritance is not tomorrow. It is life within me again.
The lines have fallen in pleasant places.
A goodly heritage lives in me. A goodly heritage lives in me.
The great victory of Psalm 17 is not the destruction of an outward person. It is the casting down of the false voice from its throne within consciousness. It is the moment we awaken and behold our holy beauty, not a distant face above us, but the life of presence growing and revealing itself within us. This song rises from quiet prayer and deep-spoken declarations into a powerful operatic proclamation. I will wake within my true likeness, satisfied in living light. When every false identity is gone, the light still shines, and we finally recognize what has always been true.
Hear the right within my speaking. Give attention to my cry. Let my sentence rise from presence. Truth alone will be my witness. Hear the right within my speaking. Give attention to my cry. Let no practiced word conceal me. Let no borrowed language lie. Let my sentence rise from presence. Let right seeing make it clear. Truth alone will be my witness. Only what is whole lives here. Keep me as the apple of presence's eye. Hide me underneath breath's voice. Hold my steps upon the pathway where awakened wisdom sings. Though accusing voices gather, they cannot possess my sight. I will wake within your likeness, satisfied in living light. You have searched my heart awareness. You have met me in the night. You have tried each hidden motive, bringing every thought to light. I have purpose that my speaking will not wound or turn aside. By the word that breath is sounding, I escape the paths that divide. My speaking will not wound. My footsteps will not turn aside. Presence hears me. Presence never leaves my side. Hold my goings in your pathway. Let my footsteps never slide. I have called because presence hears me. Presence never leaves my side. Show the wonder of kindness. Let the right hand rise within. Save my seeing from the voices that would draw me down again. Prideful thoughts enclose their hearing, speaking loudly from the dust. They surround the steps of knowing, turning vision toward mistrust. Like a lion hidden inward, they would seize the tender mind. But the light exposes every secret place where fear would hide. But the light exposes every secret place. Fear has nowhere left to hide. Arise within my consciousness, cast the false voice from its throne. Deliver my sacred self from patterns that would claim me as their own. The earthbound mind seeks only portions that belong to passing days. But my treasure is awakened seeing, and my inheritance remains. Keep me as the apple of presence's eye. Hide me underneath breath's voice. Hold my steps upon the pathway where awakened wisdom sings. Though accusing voices gather, they cannot possess my sight. I will wake within my true likeness, satisfied in living light. As for me, I will behold my holy beauty in the righteousness I know. Not a distant face above me, but the life within that grows me. When I wake from dust-born dreaming, every false identity is gone. I will wake within my true likeness and be satisfied at dawn. And be satisfied at dawn. For the light does shine. I awaken in my true likeness, and the light does shine.
Psalm 18 is a powerful song of deliverance, but I do not hear it as merely an outward battle song. I hear it as awareness being lifted out of overwhelming waters, fear, distress, accusation, old thought patterns, and the narrow place where the sacred self once felt surrounded. This song, Presence Drew Me Out of Many Waters, declares that presence is our rock, our inward fortress, our deliverer, and the strength that rises within us when we remember who we are. The waters could not keep me. The narrow place could not hold me. Presence brought me into a large place, a clearer seeing, a deeper trust, and the largeness where I was always meant to live. Presence drew me out of many waters, and now my eyes can see.
I called from the narrow place, and presence heard me. The waters were many, but they could not keep me. I will love you, O presence, my strength, my rock where I stand secure, my fortress in the storm around me, my deliverer, steady and sure. When sorrow wrapped itself around me, when fear came like a flood, I cried from the sacred temple within, and breath answered me in love. Presence drew me out of many waters, breath brought me into a large place. The floods could not define me, fear could not hide my face. Breath lit my candle in the darkness, presence sets my feet above the plain. Breath drew me out of many waters, and I will not go back again. The earth shook in my awareness, the hills of thought gave way, false foundations started trembling when truth began to say, you are not bound to lower voices, you are not owned by night. The channels of the deep are opened, and hidden places come to light. Hidden places come to light. Presence drew me out of many waters, breath brought me into a large place. The floods could not define me, fear could not hide my face. Breath lit my candle in the darkness, presence sets my feet above the plain. Breath drew me out of many waters, and I will not go back again. Presence was my stay within me. In the day my strength felt small, when the voices rose against me, I heard the inward call. Not because I was forgotten, not because I stood alone. Presence delighted in my being and called me back into my own. Called me back into my own. Breath has girded me with strength now. Wisdom made my pathway plain. My feet are set on higher places. My steps are wide again. The shield of life has held me upward. The right hand lifted me through, and your gentleness has made me great, because your love was true. The hateful was never greater than the light. The flood was never stronger than the voice. The night was never deeper than presence. And the sacred self still has a choice. I rise above the old accuser, I rise above the dust-born claim. The rock
Floods could not define me. Fear could not hide my face. Breath lit my candle in the darkness. A prayer in the darkness. Presence sets my feet above the plain. Above the plain. Breath drew me out of many waters, and I will not go back again. Presence drew me out of many waters. Presence brought me into a large place. The rock within me still is living, and I behold my face as the face of breath. The narrow place has lost its power. The waters could not cover me. Presence brought me into largeness, where I was always meant to be. Breath drew me out of many waters, and now my eyes can see.
Psalm 19 begins, "The heavens declare the glory." I see beauty in the outer heavens, but I also hear a deeper meaning. The heavens are the elevated places of awareness within us, declaring the glory of presence that has always been alive in all creation. This song, "The heavens declare within me," reminds us that day speaks to day, night reveals knowledge to night, and there is a voice beyond all earthly language. The perfect law of life is not an outward religious rule. It is the inward ordering of divine wisdom, restoring the sacred self, enlightening the eyes, and cleansing the hidden places within. The heavens declare within me the glory I now see. Day unto day is speaking, and the voice is alive in me.
The heavens declare the glory of presence. Day speaks to day. Night reveals knowledge to night. There is a voice no language can contain, nor a name that can be explained with words. Heavens declare within me the glory I now see. The firmament of knowing reveals what lives in me. Day unto day is speaking, night unto night makes known. A sound beyond all language is rising from the throne. No speech can fully name it, no words can explain it, no tongue can hold the sound. Yet through the whole creation, this living voice is found. The heavens declare breath's glory, the earth repeats the song. Gone through all the earth, the sound to every shore. The sun comes forth rejoicing as life reveals once more. Nothing hides from holy fire, nothing stays concealed. The warmth of truth awakens what darkness could not heal. Nothing hides from holy fire. The is my inward wealth. The right ways bring rejoicing. Pure wisdom lights my sight. The judgments of truth are faithful, turning all things into light. More precious than the finest gold, sweeter than honey stream. The Logos word within awakens me from every dust-born dream. The heavens declare the glory of presence. The earth repeats the tree of life song. Presence sings through everything, and I have heard it all along. Let the words of my mouth, let the thoughts within me rise, be acceptable in the light that opens up my eyes. Who can see the hidden places where old patterns still remain? Cleanse my inward meditation, free my thoughts from secret chains. Keep me from presuming that lower thoughts should reign. Let no false imagination wear the crown of understanding again. Let the voice within be holy. Let my heart awareness sing. Let my mouth release pure songs. Let my mouth release pure water from the inward living spring. Presence is my strength forever, breath my steady song. In the light of true correction, I remember I belong. The heavens declare the glory of the presence. The earth repeats the tree of life songs. Presence sings through everything, and I have heard it all along. Let the words of my mouth, let the thoughts within me rise, be acceptable in the light that opens up my eyes. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart awareness be attentive to the inner presence. O presence, my strength and source. Presence and I are one. The heavens declare within me. The heavens declare within me. The glory I now see, day unto day, is speaking, and the voice is alive in me. The voice is alive in me, and the voice is alive in you.
Psalm 20 is a song of encouragement, strength, and remembrance. It speaks to the day of trouble, when pressure rises, fear clouds the way, and the mind is tempted to trust in outward power. But this psalm calls us back to the inward sanctuary, where presence hears, strengthens, and establishes us. This song, "We Will Remember Presence," reminds us that chariots and horses represent outward systems of confidence, force, pride, position, control, and everything visible we think must carry us. But Zion is elevated awareness, and the sanctuary is the inward holy place where help rises from within. We do not rise by chariots. We do not stand by horses. We rise by presence, truth, and light.
In the day of trouble, presence hears from within. Help rises from the sanctuary, and Zion awareness strengthens the heart. May presence hear you in the trouble, when the pressure fills the day. May the truth within defend you, when fear would cloud the way.
May hope arise from your sanctuary, from the inward holy place. May Zion awareness strengthen your awareness with courage, wisdom, and divine mind.
From the inward holy place, courage begins to rise. Truth becomes the banner, and presence opens our eyes.
Some trust in chariots, some trust in horses strong, but we will remember the presence that has held us all along.
They are brought down and fallen,
but we rise and stand upright. We will remember the essence and walk in living light.
may every sacred offering be remembered now in you. May every act of love you planted rise again in what you do.
May the counsel of your heart awareness find fulfillment from within.
May the desire born of presence be established once again.
Some trust in chariots, some trust in horses strong, but we will remember presence that has held us all along.
They are brought down and fallen,
but we rise and stand upright. We will remember the presence and walk in living light.
we will rejoice in breath, safety, in the seeing now restored. We will raise the inward banner, not of battle, but of more.
More awareness, more remembrance, more of truth made clear.
The petitions born of wisdom are already answered here.
Already answered here.
Already answered here.
Already answered here.
Now I know presence makes safe the consecrated, the ones who now see and hear, the consecrated self within. Heaven is not far above us. It is where true sight begins. From the holy height of knowing, the right hand rises strong.
The saving strength of divine presence has been with us all along.
Chariots are outward power,
Horses are the force of pride,
but neither one can carry us.
where awakened ones abide.
Systems fall and strength grows weary,
Earthly confidence gives way, but the essence within is living, and it stands through every day.
the essence within is living.
It stands through every day.
Presence is the strength within us.
And fear must give way. Some trust in chariots, some trust in horses strong, but we will remember the presence that has held us all along.
They are brought down and fallen,
But we rise and stand upright. We will remember the presence and walk in living light. We rise and stand upright.
we rise and stand upright,
Not by chariots, not by horses,
but by presence.
truth and light.
Hear us when we call within.
Let the awakened King arise,
The banner now is lifted high.
and Zion awareness awareness opens our eyes.
We will remember the presence.
We will stand in holy sight.
We will remember the presence within and walk in living light.
We will remember the presence within
and walk in living light.
Our final psalm in this production, Psalm 21, is a song of David, the king rejoicing in strength, life, crown, glory, honor, and majesty. I honor that historical setting, but I also hear a deeper meaning. In this song, the king represents awakened consciousness and heart awareness, the ruling awareness within us that has remembered presence and received the crown of light. This is not ego ruling over others. It is the inner throne being occupied by truth rather than fear, presence rather than confusion, and divine mind rather than lower thought. The hateful ones are not people we are called to hate. They are hateful thoughts, false imaginations, fear-born plans, and inward resistance that cannot stand when divine seeing rises within us. King consciousness rises, heart awareness rejoices, and the crown begins to bloom.
The king consciousness within awakens. The crown is not outward gold. It is light remembered, strength rising from presence. The king rejoices in your strength, O presence, life within. In breath safety, gladness rises, and the song begins again. You have given heart's desire, you have heard the lips that prayed. Nothing born of true awareness has been hidden or delayed. Nothing has been hidden, nothing has been delayed. The crown of light is rising where presence has been displayed. The king rejoices in your strength. The crown of light is on his head. Life was asked and life was given, not for tomorrow but instead. Length of days in living presence, joy that cannot be removed. The king rejoices in your strength and stands in what is true. Presence met him with the good of blessing before the fear could speak. Presence crowned them awareness with purest gold and strengthened what was weak. Honor rests upon the knowing, majesty now fills the sight. The glory of awakened safety, clothes the self in living light.
Close the self in living light.
The king rejoices in your strength. The crown of light is on the head. Life was asked and life was given, not for tomorrow but instead. Length of days in living presence, joy that cannot be removed. The king rejoices in your strength and stands in what is true. Presence has made me blessed forever, glad before the inward face. The countenance of presence shining fills my holy inner place. For the king consciousness now trusts the highest. Through compassion I shall stand. I will not be moved by shadows, for truth upholds my hand.
evil voice is uncovered, every hidden thought is found. The right hand of divine seeing brings false powers to the ground. Not by wrath as earthly anger, not by vengeance born of pain, but by logos, fire and love that burns illusion, till no seed of fear remains. Not by earthly anger, not by vengeance born of pain, but by logos, fire and love that burns illusion, until no seed of fear remains. They intended what was harmful, they imagined plans of night, but no device of lower thinking can prevail against the light. The arrows are the rays of wisdom, drawn from truth's eternal string. They turn back from awakened seeing, when the inward king begins to sing. The king consciousness awakens, crowd with light within my mind. Fear releases its claim when the crown of light is lifted. Only truth remains.
The king rejoices in present strength. The crown of light is on his head.
Life was asked and life was given, not for tomorrow, but instead length of days in living presence, joy that cannot be removed. The king rejoices in your strength and stands in what is true.
Be exalted in your strength.
Presence rise within my song.
We will sing and speak of the source
that has held us all along. The crown was never outward gold, but light awakened in the heart awareness. David sang as king consciousness, rising from the inward throne, and leaves the dust-born fear behind. And the crown of awareness begins to bloom.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending this production of the rhythm and movement of Dr. Roy's songs of King David's Psalms. We trust that what you have heard has brought peace to your heart awareness, awakened remembrance within you, and lifted you into a quiet place of presence. On behalf of Dr. Roy E. Richmond, Tree of Life Music, and everyone whose voice has helped carry these songs, we thank you for listening. May the tune, tone, and frequency of these psalms continue to move within you. Until we gather again, remember this: presence was never far away.